First things first, we're over 500 subscribers now, nearing 600 at the time of this recording. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. Every time that I see that number go up or I get a positive comment, it makes my day and it gives me the motivation to keep on going. So I got this comment the other day, and I was honestly waiting for a comment like this to pop up because this is a bass fishing channel on ponds, and I don't talk about using Senkos or worms. This might sound crazy because probably 99% of anglers throw these baits, but here's why I don't. When the bite gets tough, it's time to throw a Senko, right? I used to, and trust me, I got worms. This is just a few bags and probably 4 or 5 boxes full of other types of worms, but I never really enjoyed fishing them. It takes a whole lot of patience to do it, and I just don't have the patience while I'm fishing. Even when I was catching fish doing it, in the back of my mind, I'd always be thinking, what can I do to make this more fun but as effective as well? And also when I'm out fishing and I see other anglers either on a boat or a kayak or the bank, I usually see the same thing on the end of all of their lines, and it's this dangling off the end of it. And it makes me think I don't want to be the 3rd, the 4th, the 10th, the 100th person to show these bass another Senko or worm. And while I'm still talking about Senkos and worms, I just want to touch on something here. I understand that these baits work really well, and it's probably why 99% of anglers use them. And I'm not quite sure how to put this, but if you're a brand new bass fisherman, I advise against using Senkos and worms in the beginning. My reason being for that, as a new angler, using a bait that you cast out, let sink, and if it makes it hit the bottom and you're just waiting for a bite to happen, you may not even know how to work the thing, or you might not even know what a bite feels like yet, and by the time you think you felt one, you could have got a bite like 5 seconds ago, and that hook could be on its way down the bass's throat. While fishing one day this year, I caught 2 fish that had these hooks already deep into their mouth that I had to remove, and then my dad caught one with this in its mouth. It was actually, I couldn't see this when he caught it, so I landed the thing for him and I saw this sticking out of its throat. That's some Senko type of bait. I don't know which one this is, but half of this was down its throat and this was in the middle of the bait. But thankfully I was able to just pull on the worm and it came right out. It wasn't stuck in its throat or anything. But basically my point is, yes, they do work and they're good for getting bites for beginners, but it can lead to doing more harm than good at the end of the day. So if you are new, my suggestion is to start out with reaction baits so that you're always in direct contact with your bait, and when you get a bite, you absolutely know it because they'll just smash it and rip the rod out of your hands. So you can use a bait like a spinner bait, a chatterbait, or a swim bait. All 3 of those baits are beginner friendly and effective enough with just a chuck and wind retrieve, and you run much less of a risk of gut hooking them. But anyways, as I said before, while I was catching fish on worms, I was always thinking, how can I make this more fun for myself? And the answer was with a jig. This one in particular was the Beast Coast Tungsten Little Magnum, rigged with a Strike King Rage Menace. Now, if you haven't seen my other videos where I've kind of shown how I fish a jig, you might be wondering, well, what's the difference between throwing a jig out and letting it fall and a Senko or a worm? So the way I fish a jig has nothing to do with the bottom. I don't care what the bottom is made up of. Now, throwing it everywhere, you would throw a Senko, either Texas rigged or wacky, and even where you would throw a shaky head. Now, if the bottom's clean enough, I can let the jig hit the bottom. Now, if the bottom's clean enough, I can let the jig hit the bottom, and then I'll pop it up off of it, and then I start just hopping it like this. That's pretty quick rod twitches, wherever I am in the water column. And this is how I fish them 99% of the time. I just pitch it somewhere that I think a fish is gonna be, let it sink for a little bit, and then this is what I'm doing all the way back to the boat, or at least for a few feet until I just want to put it in a different spot if I don't get a bite. And you're so active with the bait doing that, that you just run less of a risk, like I said before, of gut hooking a bass like you can with a worm if it just swallows it. and you're gonna feel the bite and you're gonna know it because sometimes they just smash it and it's just like ripping the rod out of your hands. Now, if you love worm fishing or Senko fishing, by all means, keep doing it. But for me, this jig combo here, as long as the fishery has bluegill in it for forage, will always work. That hopping method that I do, just picture it as imitating a bluegill that's stressed out or fleeing or lost, and just hold on to your rod because they smash it. So to sum it up, Senkos and worms 100% work, but they're just not always for me. I like to fish faster when I can, and I catch just as many and consistently bigger bites on a jig as well. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.